Welcome back to Captain of Industry, to this little different video. Today I want to see how can we design streets, because I do have the problem that in my life game, in my save, I'm starting to build a big factory, and I want to have this be clean. I want to have it be beautiful, and that is not really possible with just taking a surface and rip. So this is not beautiful, okay? And I will probably pave everything, but not like this. This is not the way I want to do this. So today I just thought I should probably just look into streets, because it not only looks much better, but it also gives us a little bit of a maintenance reducer. It's 20% less maintenance. I don't think you can see it in the vehicle, but when calculating, it's minus 20% maintenance, even on a gold surface. And I took a lot of inspiration. So everything what you will see me build in this video is probably stolen from somewhere. From the Discord, from a peer on YouTube, from Reddit posts, from lots of places, and I cannot give credit to all of them. It's gonna be I will do it if I know where I got it, but yes, I cannot do it for everyone. But yeah, let's get started. So basically, first we need to figure out what is actually the space those vehicles need. And I think I want to have like two types of streets, or maybe, and then it's going to be two types of streets, but with the same design. Or that is my goal, to keep it like a little bit uniform. So we do have the normal trucks and the haul trucks. Now, of course, haul trucks don't need to go everywhere, but there's also, or it would also be very cool if they could go everywhere, because in the end, at some point, we'll probably want to do some deliveries with them, even though that's not the thing yet. So if we look at those, they are the same size between diesel and hydrogen. I will not worry about amphibious trucks, because they are on the water. They do have nothing, or in the harbor, they do not have nothing to do on land. Because they are incredibly inefficient if we look at fuel consumption. So the haul truck, the large one, is 5 wide, while the smaller one is only 3 wide. Then also the height is 4 instead of 2, which we will have to think about when going under or over with belts. So yeah, 5 for the haul truck and 3 for the smaller trucks. So let's actually mark those out. So 3, that is for a small truck. That is what he needs. Is that right? 3. So if we take those barriers, which you can now drag with update 4.1, which is absolutely amazing. So if we do this, the large trucks should go around, but the small ones can still go through. And if I now do another one, then everyone will go around. Okay, so every street we build has to be at least 3 wide, every street. And ideally, we are going to go with 5, so that all trucks will not go around, but go through. Okay, so 5 is kind of a good width, because also it's, by the way, this width of those. Now, I think we'll try to figure designs out for 5 at least. And what I found here is a lot of different things. So basically, the probably most simple one is just this. This is the most simple street you could get, right? So let's copy it and make it a little bit better. So we'll copy it over. And we can paint on those. So, and we can paint with different colors. So we could, for example, a very simple one would, for example, be this. And just make a line in the middle. Now, of course, that is only a very visual thing, because the trucks will still go, or at least the big trucks will still use both lanes. We could also even do a double line. That is something I saw a lot of people do. Or if you go, let's keep one line for now. We can of course recolor this also, but if we copy this, so we can make double lines, or we can. I want to keep all the designs because I want to be able to see which one I will use. So we can also do double lines, of course. Or we can actually, that is also something I saw people do, that is to, if we have wait. Yeah, if we have is it only the big one, or is it all of them? Or did I just mess things up? Oh yeah, the 5 wide is one wider than the bridges, which is kinda ugly. Okay, no, I don't like that at all. So I think we'll actually go a little wider. We'll go 6. Okay. Now the thing is, we don't have a middle anymore, but we do have a wonderful pass here. How is it with those? If we look at, those are of course the large ones. That fits. That does have a middle. Or there are also these smaller crossings, right? And the smaller ones. Oh yeah, that is this one. Did I mess this up, right? Wait, there's a smaller entrance and exit. Yeah. I thought so. Okay. And you are also, oh, that's perfect. So those are also 6 wide, which does not really work here. That is weird. So yeah, we'll definitely go with the 6 wide. But for some smaller, like if it's not a long street where we actually need to bring belts under or over, then that is not a bad idea. Also, what did we say with height? We said with height that 4 is what we probably want to do. And we can always just take a lift and go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not actually sure. Wait, we'll have to test. And then we just copy those over. And we'll turn them around like this, rotate them. And we should be able to put some belts, some conveyors in between. Now that is kind of ugly with the belts there. Can we get rid of those? Because that is something. Yes, no, we cannot. Okay, so what we would need to do. This is annoying. Can we maybe do it with copy paste or something? Can we like get rid of you, take you, bring you here, and then get rid of you? Nope, we cannot. But what we for sure can do is we can do this. We can take you here and modify pillar now. You can still not get rid of this one? Wait, that is weird. If we do this and then do this, then it's gone. And then we can take you again. Can we now copy paste this to somewhere without? What happens if we get rid of it? I think we can get rid of it. The question is just, can we get rid of this one again? No, we cannot. Okay, so that doesn't work. So we'll take you and bring you here and then do a connector here and connector here. So that is okay with me. And we can also copy paste that to other places, and it's also still, or they are still able to go through there. If we build it now, yes, they are able to go through there, which I guess is pretty good, right? So that is a design that works. Yeah, that is a design that works. Because I want to be able to bring stuff over our street. That is really important. But basically what we now got is, now I did it for the 5. Can we also do it for the 6 lane? That is the question. Can we copy paste without the surface? And without painting. Without painting. It was you. Can we also put it over here? And then we do basically this, and we'll say you, and we'll connect you up. I just want to make sure it is possible to actually get such a long stretch. And if we now take this and copy paste it, yes, that is possible. Okay, so something like this works. So now we can actually think about, I will take this and actually put this somewhere, because I will make a blueprint out of this. Let's get rid of those again, just to make sure that we can actually see our streets again. So that is the street. So what we can do with the 6 lane, we do have only a few options if we want to have those lines. For example, this one doesn't work anymore, but what we could do is we could put 2 lines like this, but that is kinda ugly. On the other hand, if we take this and we'll copy everything again, and if we copy this over, we could actually, if we are only talking about the painting, I will probably change the underground. Okay, but then we could actually do something like this and do another line here. That is a road design. I'm not sure I like it. But yeah, that could work. I think we need to go a little bit more into the detailing, because I absolutely want to be able to detail that stuff. So what I saw, and I'm not sure I can actually build that the way it was built here. Is there a way to get those lines closer to each other? Wait, let me try that first. Because if they would be closer, it would be much more aesthetically pleasing. Do we have a stripe that is like very close to... Nope, this one is in the middle. Do we have one that is... Yeah, this one. What if we do something like this? I like that a lot. That is much better. What else do we have here? I will have to check that out. But yes, this is much better. Okay. I like that a lot more. I could go with this one. I would be okay with this one. This is like, and then probably for a lot of places we will do this anyway, right? Well, I'm not sure if we will. Because you don't want the trucks to just go everywhere or cut the corners and stuff. So I think I will use those a lot, but let's focus on the street design. So we already got those basic ones done with like the stripes. Let's go a little further. On a very old Reddit thread, I think it was a few updates ago, someone did do something like this. I'm not sure I can recreate that, because it was also an older update, so it looked different. And I think what they then did is do something like this. with one of probably those, because the others didn't exist yet, but I'm also not sure. And they did do something like this, without this, of course. And then they planted some trees, like birch trees. Oh, the birch one is huge. Well, they are all huge. They did do something like this, but it looked much better for them. Maybe let's actually build it, and then they also. Oh no, I think I know what they did. Let's copy it over. I think what they did. I think I know what they did. They did do something. They put more. They put more in between. I think they did do something like this, and then 3 stone, and then concrete again for the border, kinda. And I like this as like an alleyway, if that is the right word. I definitely kind of like that. And then with some trees, is there? Oh yeah, this one is better. I think it was this one. Oh, maybe not. No, it wasn't this one. But yeah, maybe some oak trees. Are they? No, those are the oak trees. But even this one with oak trees, if we now look at this, can we get rid of those trees with like this? And now we also have to do this. If we do this now, I'm not sure if it was like this or like this. I cannot see it on the very not good screenshot. Let's take the birch again. I think those are the most pleasing ones. Yeah, I don't hate that. And if we could also just harvest them again so they stay smaller. That is definitely a possibility. And that could look cool. What I'm scared is gonna happen is that the trucks are actually driving through here. Can they even do that? Let's see. We probably need to let the game run. Can you drive here for a second? Yes, they can drive through here. And I'm scared they're going to do that quite a lot and actually drive a lot on the dirt, which is not what I want. That is why I saw something else which I really liked. Can we? Okay, wait. Let's just go here. There's something I saw I really liked. It's from a Reddit user, and I think I maybe can pull it up. Stay with me. It was Blackbird. I think you can find him on Reddit, and Blackbird did something really cool. It's quite a large design. But I think I really like that. I'm not actually sure what surface he used there, but I think it was cobble. And he basically cobbled all of this. That is what he did for sure. I cannot tell you. Yes, and I love that aesthetic, and I would actually love if I can change those. Yes, you can change those. I think this, even with the bridges, looks really good. I'm not sure how many bridges I will have, but it's a good option to also keep a road open for the excavators, which are a lot higher. So that is very important to keep in mind. If you want to have your excavators drive through, then you also need to think about height and not only the other stuff. So what he then did, and I'm not sure on which surface, but maybe it's even another cobble row. But what he did is he took, let's do something like this. Let's actually just go for it, because even if it's a little different and it looks good, I will take it. And then he painted some double stripes in white, so just like in real life, and he painted those on here and on here, and I definitely like that. I definitely like that idea. Yeah, credit fully to Blackbird. On Reddit, I did steal that idea. And then, well, I think what he did now, he not only put one lane, he actually put multiple lanes of street beside, and he used a lot of different grounds for his design. Basically, if he had to, yeah, I'm still not sure what. Maybe it was even one of those again. But I would have to see if that actually works. And then he painted probably with black, something like this on it. You cannot really see it in. Nope, that is not it yet. Maybe it also had this one. Oh yeah, now we're getting somewhere. So he painted a lot of black here, which gives a very nice contrast. And then he used brick surfaces, and he used, I think in the screenshot I have, he used 4, but 5 would have been his ideal spacing. And he used palm trees, and I love palm trees, so let's also use palm trees. And he used those with the brick surface. And yeah, you can do a lot to build very beautiful things. Now this is of course a little bit shit here, but you get a point. I love the aesthetic of those red tiles. I'm not yet sure how I will do it. I also definitely think about putting metal down, but it's just very expensive. It's 1 steel per surface tile, and I'm not sure that is worth it. But I think what he did then here, but I'm not sure about that, he took one of those and he did do something like, nope. Oh, that is interesting. Can you not paint those tiles? When rotating like this, you cannot paint the outside. But still, that is what I think what he did. And then he basically copied that whole thing. And he rotated it. And he put it here again. And that was his street. That was his main streets, I think. That's what it was. Those are the main streets. And yeah, they are large. That is the thing. They are very big. But it makes some very interesting designs there. What you of course can also do if we take this, yes, if we take this, you can also, and I think he did that at some points, if I look at the screenshots, he basically took this, and he basically took this, and then he had to basically alternate where the palm trees are standing to get one less tile. And he basically then just remove surface, and he basically just put those in again. Let's see, like this, and then he put the palm trees into those holes, like this. Oh, this is a little annoying. I should probably have done the palm trees first. But he basically did this to make it a little less wide. And I definitely agree on that statement, and it also doesn't look bad at all. And I love palm trees. So yeah, that is something I could definitely see me doing. Of course, it's a very wide design, but on the other hand, you can now easily put some ramps here, and you can make this very beautiful pretty easily. So you just basically do this, and then I think that's also something he did, or something at least I want to do. I'm not sure. We do have our barriers, and you can definitely just put barriers, for example, here, right? And you can also definitely take another one going here, and then the edge, and then go all along here. And if we unpause that now, that still looks quite good. I definitely like that style. The thing is now, how do we make? I'm kind of liking this, so I think I will stay with this. What he also did, which I think is quite cool, he then put again, or I'm not sure if he did it for all his streets. I think he also had the streets where there was like, wait, let me copy this, and yeah, let's build it with this one. So he had basically something like this in an area with the palm trees. And well, now I have to think again. I knew he had blue in it, and I like the blue, but maybe we can do another color. So basically what was here, so he had some industry on this side which had to be accessible. Let's just use any real blueprint I do have. Maybe the assembly, construction part assembly. So he had those, and they need to be accessible, right? So let's put that here. Let's actually get rid of this again. We definitely need that anymore. Like this. So he for example had something like blueprints here and stuff. And I think what I would definitely do is I would remove how can you get rid of color somehow? Can I just go over it again? No, I cannot. Oh, like this. Okay. So yeah, I think also took those away, or yeah, I would probably do that. But then you have like your large warehouses, maybe even put it a little bit back there some more. But yeah, I'm talking about the other side. So what he did here, he also had the palm trees, and he also had instead of the black stripe here, he used barriers again. Let's take the barriers again too. So he used barriers on those. And I'm not sure you can still see the black underneath it, or if the barriers do. Yes, you can. Okay, no, that looks great. I really like that. And then he had the barriers and the trees, so the vehicles stay on this line. You definitely could even wait. Let me think about this. For example, here you could definitely do something like this, and you can still do middle stripes. I mean, why not, right? It doesn't even need to be everywhere. You can do some detailing here, and you can be like, well, something like this. I'm not sure about what I'm doing right now, but you could even you can absolutely do something like this and be like, well, the road was a little old. Yeah. No, I really like the idea of doing something like this. Okay. We can also do that here, but this is more a side street here, and we can even leave those out. But what he then did, instead of the black one here, he painted it with a color, and I think he used this color. But I'm not a fan of this pink, because the pink we already have in those. I would kind of like, what does green look shit? Well, yeah, kinda. It's weird with, but it's maybe also just weird with. Let me try something. So basically, then we have concrete for some belts and stuff. So basically, that would be the more concreted area, painted again with some probably black. Yes. No, I like that. And then, but I'm not sure about the green. Maybe red? Nope, doesn't work. Orange? Orange could work. I could see the orange work. Let's bring the orange over. And oh yeah, that definitely could work. But yeah. Well, I don't know. Or that's I think what he did. It was this color, and it works very well with the dark here, and also with, for example, the assembly fours, which probably are gonna be the most abundant assemblies in the end game for me. And you could even then just can we get rid of the surface again? And then basically he made like a little street again or something like that. He used colors and undergrounds to make very nice areas for example, belts. And with the blue belts, this definitely looks amazing. I'm not sure about the orange. So basically then the blue belts or the orange belts, they were running along this area. And yeah, something like this. And he also, of course, used more than just one. So basically belts had their own street. It's like a bus, but not in the air, but on the ground. And I like that idea. I will probably still have a bus on the or in the air behind all the stuff. But then wait, let's actually copy this. You sadly cannot drag blueprints of ground, of those ground tiles. But you can of course do it like this. So then that is something I really like. Let me put this here and here. And maybe we definitely would need to change something. You probably also want to have... Okay, so I don't want to waste your time there. But this definitely works. And you can still just do something like this and like bring those in here. Maybe even bring them in here, even though that is that is overkill. Then we can just do like an ending. I think there's ending pieces. Yes, something like this. And that looks like a very clean area. Definitely. If we take this again and copy this. I absolutely love this. I'm not sure if it's like too cheaty to just take a very good design from another person. And it's too wide for me. So let's try and get it down a little. I think if we have any trees, it needs to be 5 wide. So this is the width if we use palm trees or if we use any trees, basically. That's the same here. We need some space. I think 3 is a minimum, or at least, well, we can make a lot of stuff green, but like for those large streets, this is the way to go, or this one. I'm okay with this one. I think, yeah, I'm okay with this one. And then you basically have the, let's copy it. Then you basically have those on here. If you don't want the trucks to go along, I will not, of course, not do it here, but because this is a double lane basically. But we can do just this, but with the smaller gap. I think that could still look good. But now, how do we get like this design on a smaller road? I'm talking about something like this size, like those smaller. If you have like, imagine it, we take this and we have it again, but like we do have some stuff behind here. Maybe it's something like this, and we wanna get to this here, but there's also some more industry like here. I want to be able to have like a smaller street design to go into those crooks here, and that's also the only trucks that need to go there are those, and not the haul trucks. Definitely not. So I want to have something like 5 wide in total. Yeah, wait. So let's again take this surface. I want to have something like 5 wide. I will just put that down. Wait, 5 wide. That is something like this. Because that is still, if that is the distance, and then we have the concrete from here on, that is factory. And that is also factory here. Like this. And this also gets painted black. So let's paint that black, just so we can see what we are doing. I like the black one. Okay. And so this is the underground. It looks like asphalt. That is also something I thought about doing, is trying to paint it as black as possible. But I think this is the easiest ground to paint black. But even if you do this, it doesn't get black. And I cannot for the life of me get this black. Or more dark than... Yeah, I just cannot get an area black. If we take those for example, even that is just not black. You cannot get a surface more black. If you can, please tell me in the comments. If you know an idea. This is also very cool. Oh, I do have some amazing ideas to have like those little walkways for. Oh yeah. Yes. So there's some ideas there, but let's now get rid of the factory itself. And we definitely what did we do here? We did do those. So what I'm thinking, maybe actually something like this could work quite well. Well, we don't have those. We don't have that here. How does it look with those red? Well, we do have black there, so I think black does make more sense here. So let's go with black. Oh, wait. Oh, this is concrete, and this is bricks. Yes, absolutely. That does make sense. We'll take bricks, but we'll paint them black, which does give us those white borders. No, wait, what was it? Wait, let's remove the paint. Can we do that like this? What? This is bricks? No, this is cobblestone, right? Okay, so we take the cobblestone. Oh, then it's the same as the street. But still, wait. Let's just try. Let's try and let's be open-minded, right? So we still do have 5, and then we paint this one black. Maybe we should also just No, this white line is quite good, and we can still just do stuff like this. And we can also, let's put a barrier edge in here. No, I like that. I like that a lot. This works quite well. And how do we get the paint job done? So basically we just take this and flip it and put it in onto here again. And then we paint. Where is it? I'm lost in there. We just paint this, but it's not those, it's cobblestone. We could even try around with other stuff too. And I think we also have to make this here cobble, really important, to get those white lines, those white outlines. And then we unpause this, just to make sure we got that. Yeah, something like this could definitely work. Now, my question is how to implement trains into this whole thing. We could have trains run on surface like this too. Let's also get some paint in here. So basically what we did here was it this one? With white? Nope. It's this one. With white. And then what do we have here? Well, we do have this one, which works quite nicely. Oh yeah. Something like this, that works. And now question is, do we even have a line here? We could like put like those here. That is not even that bad. That is kind of fun. And then we take a middle line. Is there a thinner one? I want to have a thinner middle line because this one isn't in the middle anymore now. But we take something like this. Yeah, something like this could actually work. And we already said we are gonna do something like this here. Wait, can we copy it from over here? So we want to copy the paint job, and we basically just copy this. I want to copy the paint job, only paint job, not everything except. So we'll copy this. Basically, this will be the middle of the street. It will mark the middle of the street. And it will mark the middle of the street everywhere. And then we basically take away the paint here. Something like this. And maybe... Wait, where was it? Here. Maybe we'll do something like this. And then put some of those... Are those is this one available dotted? No, it's not. Oh wow, you can do some very crazy detailing with those points. Interesting. Okay, but then yeah, basically we can do something like this. I don't hate at all. And that would be the middle, so maybe we could mark that somehow. No. But even something like this is not bad at all. Yeah, I mean, it looks quite good to me. Tell me what you think. But then, well, wait, let's copy everything again. It looks pretty good to me. We do have a nuclear plant there. Oh, now I messed it up here. Let's remove the surface here. Let's take some palm trees. And let's go like this. And then bring back... We should also be able to delete this one. I hope it's not gonna cause any troubles. Okay. And And then we have the brick surface, and we put that over again. I definitely like this. Something in this aesthetics does work quite well for me. Now then the question would be, so if we want to have... If we want to bring... For example, we want to bring in belts from there to here. I think what we need to do is we need to remove... we need to remove those. Then we can do this. And we can take the Unity one to get rid of that. And then we probably also want to like get rid of those. And we definitely want to use... we definitely want to use a bridge. Wait, let's first take this and put it in here, because that's what we would do, right? We would try to bring that in here. And that would like be marked like as this is our bus. This is our bus system. We have our bus lanes on this area, and then we can pipe it into the systems there. And I think I'm still thinking about how to bridge the gap here. This one is just very big. Let's get rid of this for a second. I know it doesn't make any sense anymore then, but you get my point. Concrete surface. Can we get this concreted up and paint it black? And oh, we definitely want to keep the cobblestone technically. Now how do we do this here? So I think we want to put a vehicle ramp, and that would also mean we'll have to do some redesigning here. If we take basically U, we have to do something like, because it's 3 belts, being able, so this one can go here, this one can come in here. So we need like 3. And then can we copy just one tile? Yes, you can. And then it's like this one comes out here, this one comes out here, this one comes out here. So we would need to do something like this. Yeah, but that does work. That is not generally bad. So we could do something like this. So that would be our... Yeah, and then we take this whole thing, we put it below this system here. We bring it over, and we also then have to think about this one and copy you again, and bring you onto here, and then copy this stuff again and paint it back on here. That works surprisingly well. Then we take you, we'll bring you in here, we'll bring you in here, we'll bring you in here. We'll do this. We will have some bricks. We could even leave the trees there, actually. I just noticed. Then we probably want to get rid of those, make this a brick. Where are our bricks? They are... Right, this is brick. No, this is this one. Can we copy no buildings? Just you. We probably want to have... Wait, we want to copy, and we want to copy this part. And we'll do something like this. Which we can then get rid of you and you. Put some corners here. And yes, and do something like this. And if we now unity all of this and unity U, that can definitely work. I can see myself using this. Can I get it to be not weird? Yeah, something like this. And I wanted to actually mostly copy everything. Something like this. So something like this. Nope. That was weird. Wrong, like this. And that is not what I wanted. Something like this. Can we just copy everything, please? Oh no, but you get the point. So we could do something like this. I'm pretty happy about that. But now I really wanna finish it. But I think I actually found what I wanna do with yeah, I actually found what I wanna do with streets. Now this of course needs quite a lot of space. Can we just get you here and you here and do something like this? And we probably also want to paint some in white, of course. We probably also want to paint this like this, for example. And I probably also want to do it like this here. I probably want to paint those. And then they can go under here. And let's also paint it here. And let's paint the stuff here. And let's repaint this on here. And this on here. Right? And then we can have the straight ones up to here. Can do we can do something like this here too. Yeah, that works so well. Yeah, I hope you're not mad that I'm a little bit not stealing, but it's a lot of inspiration. It's almost like stealing. I will not take it as my own. Well, a little bit, because now it is my own. It's not what he did. Yeah, but definitely credits to the Reddit user Blackbird234. Definitely a great inspiration. And then something like this could work well. Definitely. So we would have like, can we take another blueprint? For example, yeah, this one. And we just put that here basically. And then let's unity build that stuff. It does not make any sense here. So, and let's also take you away, please. Okay. So we would have something like this. We would have belts. Well, that also doesn't really make any sense. But you get the point. Then if we have a storage that we need to access here, we could just take this one and move it here and connect it back up, and all the other belts will go into this here, or maybe a little more up. So they will go in here, they will go below like this, they will go below this, and then they will go wherever they need to go, right? I think something like this could work well for my factory. I still kinda need to figure out how to implement trains into this system. Because yeah, now it's very much truck based, and yeah, can we get trains in here somehow? I would need to actually get the train station layout that I want to use. But yeah, I think that's it for this video. We went through some iteration of different road designs, and I'm happy with what we've done. I'm happy how we changed the inspiration design a little, and I could see myself using this in my safe. But yeah, I would be really interested in what you think. If you like this video, please show me that with a like on this video. Please subscribe if you didn't yet. And you can also check out Patreon if that's something for you. And we are gonna see each other in the next one. Have a nice day. Bye.